Hi, everybody. Coach Allison back. And we have week 44, Defy Aging. So this week, still circuits, but it's going to be a really long one. We have 10 stations. So the demo will be a little long. I'll try to get through as quick as I can. I know your coach will try to get through as quick as they can in session. So since it's going to be a very long workout in itself because it is 10 stations, excuse me. We're going to forego a team builder this week. So I don't know if some of you are like, yay, and some of you are like, oh, that's my favorite part. I don't know. But that's how we're going to make sure we just get time for the demo and the workout. 2 rounds only, again, because of the 10 stations. And each round is 40 seconds on, 30 seconds off. So consistency there. That's about it. Kind of a short, sweet explanation. Let's get into our demonstrations. Station 1 is a lateral step up. So we've done these many times, but this time it's going to be an alternating lateral step up. So instead of consistently going up and down on one side, we're going to actually go over and back, I guess. So we're going to go up and then down to one side, up, down to the other side. So it's just very important you're stepping really wide so that you are leaving space to come. You're leaving space for this foot to come up and then stepping wide so you're leaving space for this foot to come down. What I mean by that is if we step up like this and we don't really leave enough space for this foot, we're kind of taking a risk there. Similarly, if we step down too close to the box and we don't really leave enough space, it's kind of cutting it close here too. So just step very, very wide. And that's actually part of the purpose of lateral step ups, is to just challenge that hip gait a little bit. So alternating lateral step ups, continue going over to each side and back. You can hold weights if you want an added challenge. If you'd like a progression option, grab some weights and hold dumbbells in your hands, and that's up to you. Next is a kneeling side to side slam. So we're going to do a tall kneeling position. So you're up on both knees, but you're up tall like this. And side to side slams we've done before. And we're going to add the kneeling component. Slam on one side. You want to arch over your head like this. Slam on the other side. So continue doing that arch. Okay, like that. If the kneeling isn't an option for you, we're going to turn into a seated version. If you are doing the seated version, though, you do need to sit really far towards the edge of your seat because you need the space here. So if I'm sitting way far back, the ball is going to kind of hit the box. So sit really far forward, and it works the same. Up and over. So that should work just the same. So kneeling or seated, but either way, we're going to be doing that overhead side-to-side slam. Next is another floor exercise, swimming Superman. And I call this one swimming because it's kind of like a breaststroke. There's another one that's people call it maybe call swimming. It's this one, but I just call that flutters. So the names are really, you can mix and match them. So anyways, it's a Superman variety. On your stomach for Superman, excuse me, we start with arms and legs stretched out. So as you lift, so Superman, I think we all know, is this movement. With this variety, as we lift, we're going to sweep the arms back. And I want you to really pull them back, like pretend someone is pulling your hands back. So that's the lifted position. As you lower your torso down, you bring the arms back to the start. So all together, up and back, down and forward. Up and back, down and forward. You are lifting the legs too. So while this next rep, watch my legs. They don't lift very high, but you are lifting them, and that's what really engages the super low back and then the glutes. Okay? Anyone staying off the floor, very different exercise, but it does get the same muscles activated. You're going to be doing an incline version of cat-cow. Done this one before. You need something to put your hands on. Keep your neck neutral. Opposite arm and leg are going to lift. Pause for 1 second and come down. Take it slow and steady so we're not just going quick like that. Do that 1 second pause, but that'll be your variety if we are staying off the floor. Next station, TRX deep squat. We did this 1 or 2 months ago, so relatively recently. Not to say everyone was with us at that time. So you're utilizing the TRX for assistance getting up from a deep squat. So this is your chance to get a lower squat. It gives your knees a little assistance getting back up, all that good stuff. So hold on to the TRX however you'd like. Normal squat position, but it just gives you a chance to, again, get a little bit lower. What we're not doing is leaning back first and doing our squat like this. Now, if I let go of these TRX, I tip backwards, and that's not what we're doing. So normal squat, like if I didn't have this TRX at all, it would just look like a normal squat. But again, these are just here to have something for you to like help pull yourself up a little bit. Okay, so it's just helping you get a little lower. Like if I was to let go of these right now, I wouldn't fall backwards. And that's the goal. So normal squat, these are here for you to help pull yourself up a little bit. Use as much assistance there as you need. Okay, but it's your chance to get a deeper squat, challenge the flexion in your knees a little bit more, challenge the strength in your legs a little more, and try to get that butt down to the floor. Okay, next station, this will be a nice one after those deep squats. It's a tandem walk. So this one is going to work the coordination, balance. It's not going to get you out of breath or anything. Tandem walk is that heel to toe walk. Trying to go in a straight line, touch the heel to the toe. Don't worry about speed. We're not trying to go fast. But do try to literally touch the toe to the heel. So we don't want to, try not to leave a big space between the toe and heel. Try to literally get that toe right to the heel. It's okay if you're a little shaky. It's okay if you stumble and take a little step. That's fine. It's also okay to look down at the feet, but if you're doing so, try just to, can't turn to the side, try just to tilt your head down a little bit and use your chin looking down and just use your gaze. Okay, try not to like lean forward and over to look at your feet like this, because then we're sacrificing posture. We're actually it's not as beneficial as we want it to be. We don't want to sacrifice posture in order to look at our feet. So, like right now, I'm glancing down at my feet, but I'm keeping my posture pretty well in check. Okay, so we're not going to look down at our feet like this. You can also do this along a wall if you want to, use a little balance assistance, keeping your hand on a wall. That's fine. The next progression of not looking down at your feet is looking straight forward. So try to work towards not needing to look at your feet at all and looking straight ahead. It is significantly harder, so we can work towards that. But yeah, that is our tandem walk. All right, next is a banded chest press. So we have a band hooked up on the rack. You want the bands to be a little bit higher than your chest or shoulders. So if it's too low, I'll show you why, but it's going to dig into your arms. See ya. Okay, a little tricky to get in and out of it. Not too bad, because you have to get this, you have to come from underneath it like this. Okay, so we step forward. You do want to stagger your stance for this. If your feet are parallel, it's really hard to find the right kind of balance, and you don't want to lean too far forward. You don't want to slingshot back. So it is best to have your staggered stance for this. But anyway, see how I meant if the band is tied up too low, this would be kind of digging into my arm. It just wouldn't be very comfortable. Okay. Anyways, from here, we press forward. Exhale on the press. You want a good controlled movement forward and back, not too fast, not too slow. Okay. And then just control it back and drop it down. It really just mimics the same as you would have with dumbbells lying on the floor and pressing those dumbbells. It's really the same. It's just a variety of a chest press movement. That's the one we're going to do this week. Just be careful getting in and out of it. Not be careful, but you have to kind of get that band over the head. All right, banded chest press. Let's give it a try. Next station is going to be a battle rope exercise. I'm leaving this up to the trainers for battle rope variety. So whatever they decide for either for the day or for the whole week or from round 1 to round 2, it might be different each time. It might be something we've never done before because maybe they came up with their own. I really don't know. So battle rope variety is station, I think, what are we at? 7. Yeah, station 7. All right, next station 8 is a plank rucker. All right, we're going to do an elbow plank, so a low plank. Oh, hello. Not even in the... Okay, and what this is you're using your toes, but also a little bit of your shoulders and upper body to kind of push and pull. So when you're going forward, you're pushing with your toes and pulling with your arms. And then when you're going backward, you're kind of pulling with your arms and, wait, I said that backwards. Okay, I'm not going to stop. Anyway, pushing and pulling. So you're kind of rocking forward and back, but it's very slow and very controlled. Hips are level, parallel to the floor, so we're not, doing butt up like this. It does, so it does not work in a knee plank. So if you are one who would typically do a knee plank variety for a holding plank, unfortunately, it doesn't work for this. Similarly to kind of when we do like toe taps in a plank, the knees don't work either. So if a knee version would be your plank option, instead we're going to take it up to an incline plank, and that would be your option instead, and it works just fine up on an incline. We're going to push and pull. So we can do a floor version or we can do an incline version. Either way, you can still do that push and pull, and that'll be your plank rocker for that station. All right, next up we have a high-low carry. One arm's high, one arm's low. Grab a dumbbell in each hand. The low one is easy because we're carrying the weight down on our side. The high one's trickier. We do want palms turned in with both arms. So the high arm, the low arm, palms are turned in. And I don't need to tell you anything with the low arm. Just hold the weight at your side. So I'm just going to put that down so I don't even have to think about it. The high arm is what I want you to pay attention to because that's the trickier one. We want the wrist straight first of all. So take a look at my wrist. Okay. And I already said neutral, so that means palms turned in. So we're not doing palm forward, by the way. But we don't want a bent wrist. So already that's one thing to correct. If your wrist is doing this, we're going to turn the palm in like that. And second, we want the elbow close to the ear. So we do want, or the bicep close to the ear, I should say. So if your arm is kind of coming out here, we want to correct that. If the elbow is, we want a straight arm. So if the elbow is bending, that's causing the bicep to drift away from the ear. So take a look at your elbow. We want it straight. We almost want to like staple that bicep to the ear like this, literally. If it's touching your head, that's fine. That's how close we want it. So try to get that elbow, because all that is engaging the delt more. If we start to do this, that disengages that delt muscle a little bit. So we want it like this. Oh, that's getting to be long. I'm going to switch arms. So all those checkpoints, wrist straight, so we don't want this. Bicep close to the ear, so we don't want this. Elbow straight, so we don't want this. Okay? Lot of things to remember. The low arm just gets to hang there, so that's easy. So once you have all those checkpoints, then there's going to be a route, and we're going to carry. We're going to go for a little walk. So your coach will have a little route, maybe a circle, maybe down and back, I don't know. But the high-low carry does involve some movement. So give that a try. Since there's 2 rounds only, we'll do 1 round, one side, other round, other side, so we don't have to worry about switching sides halfway through the set. Okay? And finally, the 10th station. So this is a long one. We're going to do a seated bent over row. We did this maybe a month or 2 ago. We're going to do one thing different, and that's going to be the grip, the style. So it's this one where we sit for our bent over row. We come forward on the bench, and it's the one where we fold like all the way forward. So we're like lying on our thighs. Remember this one? Or if you were with us a couple months ago. What we did last time, I believe we did the palms back like this, an overhand grip. Yeah, that's what we did. We're going to do a neutral grip this time. So it'll be a tiny bit easier because this grip is going to be a little stronger of a movement than this grip. Okay? But anyways, pick your weight, obviously. Lean forward. And you can keep those palms turned in. And there we go. But pick a weight in which you can lift them with this body position without needing to do any thrusting like this. If you're needing to thrust your body up like this to get the weights up, the weights are a little too heavy. So go to the next weight down. And yeah, if you're too far back on the bench and you're hitting it, obviously just that's why you need to scoot forward. So you should see how close to the edge I am. Oh yeah, keep your neck neutral, so don't look forward like this. That's a bent neck, so keep looking down so you have a nice straight neck. Again, the hand position is neutral like this, not like that. Yeah. Okay, let's give that one a try. seated bent over row. Okay, that is all 10 things. Maybe one or two new ones in there for some of you, I'm not sure. But yeah, hope you like these moves. I hope it's a good mix of cardio, strength, some stability and balance for everybody. And yeah, overall, hope you enjoyed it. See you back next week.